Listen into some of the tax experts and the FIIs who've patiently waited with us in the course of this 8-hour-long debate as to what they make of this historic move by the Rajya Sabha. Take a listen.
We do think this does pave the way for eventual implementation and rollout of the GST, which we think is credit positive for both the government and for corporates over the medium term in India.
Well, I mean, I guess there are going to be winners and losers. Some of the service sectors and maybe telecom and others might have high taxes, others may have low taxes. So we're going to have to study that closer. Clearly, the biggest loser, if you look at it in a broader sense, is the informal sector, which doesn't pay taxes. Those are not companies that we invest in. And the biggest winner in general is the formal sector that does generally pay taxes.
Well, there's, of course, an overwhelming sense of optimism even within the corporate India. In fact, with leaders agreeing that the GST amendment is an exponential reform for the country that will augment India's stature as an investment destination and lead to a spurt in growth. In fact, some are saying that growth is likely to shoot up by more than a percentage point. Here are some of the key comments.
I certainly think this is a very big step towards a transformation. That must be an incentive for those who are creating value addition to derive benefit out of that. In some sense, therefore, there is going to be an incentive-based allocation which will promote a greater degree of value addition taking place in the respective states.
The pharma sector, I think, we need to really look at, how we are going to look at the whole supply chain and see how much tax rationalization there can be. But, there is a very, sort of contentious issue of drug price control versus, the taxes that we are being levied all across the chain. So I'd like to see how that complexity works out.
In the short term, naturally there will be a bump up in the overall service tax implications. It may go up from effectively 15% to possibly 18%. So there could be short-term, implications. But in a sense that, if the economy picks up, naturally credit demand picks up.
Well, time now to slip into a break, but on the